Hello everyone, and welcome back to WordCraft English. This is the place where we believe stories are the best teachers, and today we're going to bring language to life in a very special way. We're about to embark on an incredible journey to ancient Egypt, inspired by the magic of cinema. Our story for today is the beautiful Princess of Egypt. So, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Picture the golden sands stretching as far as the eye can see. Hear the soft whispers of the wind blowing through the majestic temples along the Nile River. In this enchanting land, our story begins. We'll follow a young princess, a woman whose breathtaking beauty was famous throughout the kingdom, but it was her wisdom and courage that truly set her apart. As we dive into her captivating tale, we're not just going to enjoy a story, we're going to learn. This isn't your typical English lesson. We'll uncover powerful new words, explore idiomatic expressions, and understand cultural nuances, all wrapped up in a narrative filled with mystery, bravery, and a touch of romance. In today's lesson, you're going to achieve 3 main things. First, you'll master 10 powerful English phrases that are essential for great storytelling. These are the kinds of phrases that will make your English sound more fluent and sophisticated. Second, you'll learn how to use adjectives effectively. We'll focus on painting vivid pictures with our words, describing people and places so beautifully that you can almost see them. And third, you'll get some fantastic practice for your listening and pronunciation skills. The cinematic style of our storytelling will help you catch the rhythm and flow of natural English. So, get comfortable, sit back, and let your imagination transport you to the world of ancient Egypt. It's time to craft your English with elegance and flair. The WordCraft way. Before we begin our story, let's look at our 5 words of the day. These are key to understanding the deeper themes of our narrative. I'll say each word, give you its meaning, and then I want you to repeat it after me. Really try to feel the emotion and power behind each one. Our first word is majesty. Majesty. This word refers to the impressive and grand quality of something royal or magnificent, like the majesty of a queen or the majesty of the pyramids. Let's say it together. Majesty. Next, we have enchanting. Enchanting. This means something is delightfully charming or captivating. It's that magical quality that holds your attention, like an enchanting smile or an enchanting melody. Your turn. Enchanting. Our third word is destiny. Destiny. This is the idea that events in your life are predetermined or meant to happen. It's the path that is laid out for you. Let's practice destiny. The fourth word is a powerful one. Betrayal. Betrayal. This is the act of breaking someone's trust or being It's one of the most painful human experiences. Repeat after me. Betrayal. And finally, our 5th word is redemption. Redemption. This word means the act of being saved from error or evil, finding forgiveness or making up for past mistakes. It's about finding peace after a struggle. Let's say it together. Redemption. Excellent. Remember these words as we go through our story, and keep this in mind. Learning a language is so much more than just memorizing grammar rules and vocabulary lists. It's about connecting with the emotions, the culture, and the stories that the language tells. It's about feeling the words, not just knowing them. Are you ready? Let our story begin in the heart of the sprawling Egyptian empire, where the sun god Ra painted the sky in hues of gold and crimson each dawn, lived a princess named Amara. Her name meant grace in the ancient tongue, and she embodied it in every way. Her skin was the color of warm honey, her eyes sparkled like obsidian under the palace lights, and her laughter was a melody that could soothe the most troubled soul. But Princess Amara was more than just a beautiful face. From a young age, she had shown a keen intellect and a thirst for knowledge that surprised her tutors. While other royal children played in the palace gardens, Amara would be found in the grand library, her fingers tracing the hieroglyphs on ancient scrolls, learning about her kingdom's history, its laws, and its people. The pharaoh, her father, adored her. He saw in her not just a daughter, but the future of their dynasty. "Your destiny, my child," he would often say, his voice filled with pride, "is woven into the very fabric of this land. You'll be a great ruler, one who leads with both strength and compassion." Amara's life was one of privilege, but also of duty. She understood the weight of the crown she would one day wear. Her days were filled with lessons in diplomacy, strategy, and state. She would often walk disguised among the common people in the bustling markets of Thebes, listening to their hopes and their struggles. She learned that the kingdom's true strength lay not in its armies or its treasures, but in the happiness and well-being of its subjects. Her heart ached for the poor and the downtrodden, and she vowed that when she became queen, she would bring about an era of justice and prosperity for all. However, not everyone in the palace shared the pharaoh's admiration for the princess. High Priest Theron, a man whose ambition was as vast as the desert itself, watched Amara with a resentful gaze. He was a master of whispers and shadows, his influence spreading like a dark vine through the court. Theron believed that he, not a young woman, should be the true power behind the throne. He saw Amara's wisdom not as a gift, but as a threat to his own carefully laid plans. He coveted the power she was destined to inherit, and he began to plot her downfall. The air in the palace grew heavy with unspoken tensions. Theron used his position to sow seeds of doubt about Amara. He would subtly question her decisions in front of the royal council, twisting her compassion into weakness and her intelligence into arrogance. He spoke of ancient prophecies, conveniently interpreting them to suggest that a female ruler would bring ruin to the empire. His words were like a slow-acting poison, infecting the minds of those who were easily swayed by fear and tradition. The first major tests of Amara's character came with the Great Nile flood. The river, the lifeblood of Egypt, rose to unprecedented levels, threatening to destroy an entire season's crops and plunge the kingdom into famine. The royal advisors panicked, suggesting extreme measures and raising taxes on the already suffering farmers. But Amara, having studied the river's patterns, proposed a different solution. She had designed a new system of irrigation canals and reservoirs, one that would not only manage the floodwaters, but also store them for the drier seasons. Her plan was bold and innovative. It required immense labor and resources. Theron publicly ridiculed the idea, calling it a child's fantasy. He urged the pharaoh to follow the traditional path of making costly sacrifices to the river gods. But the pharaoh, trusting his daughter's intellect, gave her his blessing. "Show them, Amara," he whispered to her. "Show them the majesty of a queen's mind." Amara worked tirelessly, overseeing the construction herself, inspiring the workers with her presence and her unwavering belief in the project. She earned their respect not as a princess giving orders, but as a leader sharing their burden. Weeks turned into months, and just as the waters reached their peak, the new canal system worked flawlessly. The flood was contained, the crops were saved, and the reservoirs were filled. The people of Egypt hailed Amara as their savior. Her victory was a triumph of wisdom over superstition, of progress over stagnant tradition. But her success only fueled Theron's hatred. His public humiliation made his desire for revenge burn even hotter. The stage was now set for the ultimate act of betrayal. He knew he could not challenge her openly again. This time, his attack would be from the shadows, aimed at the one thing Amara held most dear, her father's love and trust. Theron found a willing accomplice in a disgruntled captain of the guard, a man named Cale, who felt he had been overlooked for a promotion. Theron promised Cale wealth and power in exchange for his loyalty. Together, they forged a series of letters, written in a script that perfectly mimicked Amara's elegant handwriting. The letters detailed a fictional plot, a conspiracy in which Amara was supposedly communicating with the Hittites, Egypt's sworn enemies, offering them secrets in exchange for their help in overthrowing her own father. One evening, during a grand banquet, Theron made his move. I'd love to hear your predictions in the comments below. Remember, practicing your English with stories makes the learning process so much more engaging and memorable. We'll be releasing part 2 very soon, where we'll continue our adventure and learn even more fascinating English. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep practicing, keep telling stories, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.